If you're into business or entrepreneurship, you may have heard that successful business people don't work hard, they work smart. And while that's true, it's easy to get lost into that. And it's important not to lose sight of the fundamentals. That's what the video is about. I haven't been managing my momentum super well. And I was like just trying to find alignment, which I think is important, that I'm aligned with my true goals, right? And then I was going into all these things about, hey, you know, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to have a good strategy, and you can't just work all the time, right? Because business people don't work all the time, they work smart, and that's how they achieve success. So maybe you spend like a little bit of your time on the day on alignment, maybe meditation, then a little bit on like making sure your strategy as well, so you're using your brain as well. But then a big portion of your day, in my opinion at least, should be operations, should be, to translate it to sales terms, you should be calling people, you should be picking up the phone, you should be going on meetings. And as an entrepreneur, it's a little bit easy to get lost in that because you have your own schedule. So it's like you decide what you do, right? And so it's easy to get lost because you can do anything you want and anything you think is productive. And you can fool yourself into some things as well. As a salesperson, that might be different because you're just going to be following a schedule for maybe not entirely, but a little bit, right? So my point is, as an entrepreneur, it's easy to get lost. But really, you need to make sure your operations are on point. You need to make sure you're making enough calls. You need to make sure you are going on enough meetings, and you need to make sure you are maintaining that as a momentum, right? Not just 1 day on, 2 days off, 3 days on, a month on, 2 weeks off. That doesn't work. You really need to build your momentum, and you need to build good habits, because otherwise your brain is going to be like, well, hey, I can do this and then I can do that, and you're going to be burning too much thinking on things that you shouldn't be thinking about. Just make a habit out of it. So it's super important, because if you don't make a habit out of that, it's going to burn so much energy. That's what I feel when I'm not on point with my schedule. I'm thinking, well, maybe I should optimize this instead, or maybe this is important. And sure, it's important. Again, it's important to think about strategy. It's important to think about how you can optimize things. But that's all the paradox, right? You can't be interrupting your own schedule to that. And again, even that has exceptions to the rule, because maybe sometimes it is good for certain things to interrupt your own schedule. But again, these should be exceptions. They should really be exceptions, and especially if you feel like you're starting to struggle with momentum, you should basically not let anything through and just focus on getting your momentum back. Because otherwise, you're going to be losing so much energy, and you're going to be so distracted. And sales is really, in my opinion, sales is really a game of energy, self-management, self-awareness, and just powering through. And again, that's you might not agree with my perspective. You might have a different perspective. Maybe you think that you need to learn all of the nuances of human influence, and you need to know everything about reciprocity, and you need to know things about like psychology, and you need to know all about how your tone should move up at certain points and move down at other points. And all you will be true, right? You would be true, but again, not really. Not really, because the most important part is making sure that you operate well, that you have the momentum. So many successful salespeople, so many successful entrepreneurs, they just work. They just really fucking work. And for me personally, that doesn't work, because when I do that, I get so lost. But what does work for me is being very self-aware about my operations and really trying to optimize them so that I can work a lot and so that I can work and operate efficiently and effectively and strongly with high energy. But for me, this takes a lot of inner self-awareness and development. I'm not saying for other people this is everyone needs to learn to work hard, but I think my case is just a little bit different because of my psychology and because I easily get negative and I easily get off track. So I really need to be, it's really, I just noticed that self-awareness is really important to me, and I need to learn. Sometimes I need to be harsh on myself, and I need to be like, hey, you need to really push the gas on this. You need to really go harder on this. But other times, I really need to just learn when I need to rest, right? And then that's actually really powerful, in my opinion. Like, if you can rest actively and consciously, and it's coming from a place of like self-awareness, you've learned to rest, then that's really strong, because this means your rest, it's not laziness. You're literally resting in order to operate more effectively, because without rest, you're going to burn out, right? Even special forces and some of the most insane operators in the world, like, they still need rest. And for some people, like, again, for some people, they are not as they might not need as much self-awareness as maybe I do, or maybe they just really develop their operation strength a lot more. It's probably a part of the game as well. But my point is, you need to learn to fucking operate. You need to learn to work hard. And my perspective on this, again, is that strategy is important as well. So my perspective is not all about working hard. It's not all about operations. But again, that can become like a limiting belief, right? I think even if you want to be a really high quality, wise, intelligent strategizer, you're still going to need to learn to operate effectively, especially as an entrepreneur. So you really need to learn to work hard, and that takes effort. It takes time, and I also think it takes awareness. Like, I might be like a little bit of an exception of that, but I don't think I'm that much of an exception. I mean, everyone needs awareness of when it's time to rest and when it's time to push hard, and how how you can learn to work effectively. It's part of it is awareness, right? But so yeah, that's the point of the video, is that if you're really sure, like, entrepreneurship, it's complex and there's all these like different facets to it, but even though operations is just one facet to it, and it is, I still think it's not everything, right? So let me preface it with that. It's not everything, but I do think it's the most important thing. Because sure, you need to have a good strategy, and sure, you need to have a good direction, but that doesn't take the entire day, right? It's just, you know, you go for a walk a little bit, you get inspired a little bit, maybe you take a day off to really think about what you can do and to make a true strategy. But once you have it, you need to execute it. And so that's the point. You need to learn to work hard and to learn to be effective at operations. So also like the other part is like learning the nuances of persuasion as well, right? It's like, again, the Jeremy Minor things, the tonality things, the psychology things, all important. But none of that matters if you don't operate effectively. And, you know, you may think that life is really complex and there's all these like nuances you need to learn to understand. And it's true to an extent, but you can't ignore the basics. And the basics is habits, develop good habits, develop good momentum, and work hard. And that is the message of the video. Again, remember, it's in combination with self-awareness. Not self-awareness to be lazy, but self-awareness to learn to work hard, effectively, and efficiently. All right, guys. Thumbs up if you liked the video. I'm sorry for being a little bit over the place, I guess, but check out my next video if you want. I'll see you guys later. I'm a little bit ill, guys, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit over the place, but yeah. I still hope I can make these videos worth something to you guys, because even though it's just a side thing, you know, my main focus is my actual business, I still hope that I'm bringing value with the message here. If you're not working hard right now, give yourself some space to learn to do that, and then work hard, operate effectively, because that's necessary as an entrepreneur. And it's necessary if you have goals in life. You can't be lazy. Sure, you can strategize, but that's not being lazy, right? It's being a high quality thinker. But again, even that, it's not operations. It's not operations. Pick up the calls, do the sales meetings, get into momentum, learn to operate effectively. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Bye-bye.